Second Lieutenant Fless from Air Force Junior ROTC IN-041. On behalf of me, my unit, the United States Air Force, and all the other branches, I just want to say thank you for all you've done for whether it's active duty, veterans, or people who just signed the papers to enlist.
I have to tell you that I'm embarrassed because it's so difficult to say you're welcome because I've done nothing. I've been given Purple Hearts and Medals of Honor by people who've risked their lives, and I mean, none of us are worthy of even being near your shadow, because you and our military, especially now, men and women of our military, there's no draft. It's a volunteer military. So for anybody to step up and risk their lives and life and limb for an ideal and an idea, and then to say thank you to somebody who's done squat, is ridiculous. I just happen to be in a band. Yeah, we try to raise some money and do some good and spread the word, but nothing compares to what you do. We honor you. What can I say?
Hi, Gene. My name is Frank from Cleveland.
Hey, Frank.
My question is, would you ever get back into movies? Would you ever do movies again? In a cameo or as a co-star?
Yes, except that movies take so long. So right now what I'm doing is I'm quietly developing 3 of them. One is called Medieval, another one's called, well, I can't tell you that other one, but because it's got some stars in it and they don't want us to talk about it. So the partner that I have is a guy named Barry Levine, who started off as a KISS photographer. That was his first thing. And then he went on to produce Oblivion, the new Tom Cruise movie. So he and I are teaming up for some stuff. One of them is called Medieval, which is a movie that takes place in the Dark Ages in Europe, when the death was just sweeping and took 1/3 of all of Europe's population down with it, with some Vikings, some Asians and stuff like that running around Europe trying to survive. Called Medieval. It'll come out in a year.
All right, hey Gene. You know me as the bowling girl behind. My name's Kaylee Jean, actually. That's what I go by. Everybody calls me Jean at school because...
Could you put the microphone closer to her lips?
They call me Jean at school because I'm just erratic. I have you all down my front of my locker. I have KISS as all my school supplies and stuff like that. So I'm a huge fan of you. You're my god.
I'm a huge fan of you.
Thank you. First of all, can I have one other hug, please? Please.
Come up on stage. Let him see it. Be gentle.
I love you. Also, what is your favorite childhood memory or like teenage memory at like my age of 17?
Childhood memory? Birth.
Not like that. I mean like, after you came to New York and you settled in and had friends and your fanzines and stuff like that, what was your favorite memory?
The thing that, you know, it didn't hit me when I first came to America, but my favorite memory was, I get choked up when I start talking about this, so I'm gonna, so I have to think about it. It didn't hit me until much later. When I came to America, I was 8 years old with my mother. Our father left us when I was about 6 or 7, but you know what? Lots of dads have done that shamefully. And when I first came to America, I didn't know anything. I'd never heard of Santa Claus or Jesus or lots of stuff. I didn't know anything. We never had Kleenex, toilet paper, we never had toilet paper, we never had toothbrushes, we had nothing. And we came to America, and I didn't understand it. See, now the choking up stuff starts, so that's why I have to stop. And it wasn't until many years later that I understood at that moment, when I stepped onto blessed America and its soil, trying to control myself, that I would be given the same privileges as anybody born here, only in America. That's my most profound, important moment in my life, when I was allowed to step on this soil. And I'm proud to say I'm a legal immigrant. When I grow up, I want to be just like you. Can you answer that cell phone? That might be for me.
Gene, my name is Justin, and what was your hardest decision you had to make of the last 40 years of being in KISS? Not like personal life, though. Not like.
You know, for a little guy, you're kind of smart. Have you ever thought about public office? So, you don't, do you mean in KISS or sort of?
In KISS.
In KISS?
Yeah.
The hardest moment is to tell people that you care about on the same team that their decisions in life are affecting the whole team badly. In other words, I've made some mistakes in my life, and one of the biggest mistakes was not practicing tough love. Here's what that means. The two guys who are equally as important to Paul and myself in starting a band, an idea, something that's become a culture, something that's affected tens of millions of people around the world with tattoos on their bodies and their kids named after us and all kinds of other stuff. I didn't have the guts to stand up because I cared about the other two guys in the band and tell them that drugs and alcohol were ruining their lives and affecting the band and was the ultimate insult to the fans. I didn't have the balls because I wanted to play safe and not tell. That's called an enabler. I was an enabler. I didn't tell a drug addict and an alcoholic that they were drug addicts and alcoholic. And if you care about somebody, you have to take them by the scruff of the neck and tell them to shape up or ship out. And that this is not a birthright, this is a privilege. Very few people on the face of the planet get to do what we do, have the guts and man up to at least appreciate that there are people out there who are willing to pay you money and fame and fortune and have your babies just because you're in a band. For God's sakes, man up and do it, or get off the stage and let somebody else have a chance. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Don't let losers suck the life out of you, because they will do it like vampires. Care enough about your friends and your enemies to say, if they're in your way, get out of your way. You have great things to achieve in life, right? Will you allow me to live in the state that you govern when you become governor?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, how might an aspiring musician, such as myself, achieve all the success that you have?
Okay, I'm gonna be 64, you're 12.
No, I'm 13.
Relative.
Go, Nessa! Yeah, Nessa!
I give up.
I'm not.
I want you to know something. I'm going to try not to sugarcoat this, but I want you to understand what you've got. At 13, you have more advantages than I ever had. You have enough food to eat. you live in a decent house. When I first came to America with my mother, she was making 35 bucks a week working in a sweat factory. Now, I'll grant you this was a while back. And I was in school from 7 a.m. until 9:30, and she wanted to keep me off the streets. And by the time I was 12 or 13, I spoke, let me show you how I spoke. Hello, what is your name? I speak like this. Yeah, all that stuff that makes people snicker and go, what's the matter, you stupid? Can't you speak English? And ultimately, I made them all work for me. So, the answer is, nothing is easy, and you're going to have to work your tootsies off, and that means if you want to be the president, nobody's born doing that. You want to be a rock star, nobody's born doing that. You want whatever, a dentist, a lawyer, you got to put in the time. It's called due diligence. Put in the work, put in the time, have the right thing at the right place and the right time. So, let's say I'm in Paris, France, and I want to be a country singer. Am I in the right place? No. I would probably have a better chance being in Nashville. So I'm a country singer. Let's say I'm in Led Zeppelin, but I'm born in the 1700s. Will those people care that I've got a riff that goes no? See, they wouldn't understand. So, right place, right thing, right time. Now you've got the right time because you've got the rest of your life. Are you in the right place? What you want to do, is it in the right place? Or should you be in LA or New York or wherever the halls of power are? Do you have the right thing? Do you have the right songs? Do you have the persona? That's your responsibility, and that's going to be your work that you're going to have to do. And the world is not American Idol and X Factor, and walking on a TV show and become a star is just a TV show, okay? Yes, there's Kelly Clarkson, one or two others, but you don't see the thousands of carcasses lying on the doorways. So nothing's easy. If it was, everybody would be successful. You want it hard enough, you'll work for it. And here's the best part. The hard work will give you tools in any other thing that you do. The don't quit thing, if you don't make it and become the next big rock star, you'll have the responsibility and the due diligence and the stuff so you can apply it to something else. Do you see what I mean? So I was a teacher, 6th grade in Spanish Harlem, at the same time that I was trying to be in a band, and I worked at Vogue magazine as the assistant to the editor, Kate Lloyd, all at the same time. And when I was a teacher in 6th grade in Spanish Harlem, one of the first words I learned from the kids was maricón la tuyo tu madre, which means, it does not mean good morning, Jewish person. Anybody speak Spanish? Yeah. Do you understand what I said? Okay. They're not nice words. So the real answer is, it's going to be goddamn hard. And good. You should welcome the opportunity. Roll up your sleeves and go get them. We need a great rock star.
And like Kaylee, might I also have another hug?
Sure. Can I get you a sandwich or anything? Do you want it up here or do you want it down there? You'll go up there? All right. Let him see you. First rule of rock and roll. May I? Okay. Be gentle.
What? Hi!
Here's the first test. Grab the mic and look them in the eye. Go ahead, take charge.
Do it. Go, Nessa! Do it! Oh, yeah! Nessa!
I was just given a microphone by Gene Simmons. This is like the biggest thing I've ever done in my life.
I envy you!
I'm so happy right now.
Woo!
Thank you so much.
Okay, can I tell you what you've got automatically that most people don't have? Okay, I'm going to tell you the real secret. This. When you came up to me and you said, hello, I know you were crying before, can I have a hug? And you were looking at me right smack dab in the middle of my eyes. That's power.
Thank you.
When somebody walks up to you and introduces themselves and they do, I'm going to give you A or B. You tell me what's more impressive to you. You ready? Watch. Here's A. Hi, my name is Gene Simmons. Here's B. Hi, my name is Gene Simmons. Which one's more powerful?
A.
You betcha. And you got that naturally. Now all you need is songs and stage image and take charge and look right down the barrel of those eyeballs looking at you and saying, you're mine, I own you.
Well, thank you very much.
Welcome. She does have it. She looks me right in the eyes. Not too thrilled about the Paul Stanley outfit, but that's another. I'm kidding.
Gene, I have to say,
Paul's my favorite rock star.
I have to say one thing after that comment. Just so everyone knows, Paul wanted everyone to know, including Gene, that Paul was my first choice for the Expo. He was busy on Mother's Day. And we have a question, okay?
Oh, she's very cute.
Thank you, Gene. Hi, my name is Maria Shepard, and I'm from Missouri. What is your advice for young musicians who are struggling and trying to make it big?
In what? Is classical music, country?
In rock and roll, like you're doing.
Are you talking about yourself? Or not somebody else?
Myself and anybody in general.
Okay. Well, there are many things that you can do as a musician. You can play in a studio band, you can write songs, you can produce, you can be on the road and do roadie work. They make a lot of money. You know, these guys can make $3,000, $5,000 a week. So there's many jobs in the music industry, and it's not just the person that's on the stage. And often the person that's on the stage, not with Kiss, because what you see is what you get. 4 guys, 1 less, Gene, that's 4, that's 5. 4 guys on stage playing their instruments, singing their songs. No samples, nobody behind stage singing anything, it's live. However, about 70% of all artists, from U2 to the Stones, Taylor Swift, Rihanna, hip-hop musicians, almost anybody else on stage, we love lots of music, is not real live. Right. Samples, chords, and tapes. And hip-hop artists don't even have bands in front. You know, there's just one guy on that stage going like that, and go, I was walking on the street, you got to shut up before I kill you. You know, so it's all. And so you just have to decide what it is you want to do. There are many jobs that can be done. Aspire to greatness, and if you can't be up on stage and do that, because they will decide, not me, right, then it's not sink or swim. Somebody's got to do the music, somebody's got to produce, there are engineers, there's all kinds of stuff. So find out what your options are.
Thank you, Dean.